Right. Well, I better get on with reading some stories now, because if I don't, well, some of you might be asking for a refund, and oh, fuck that. So you want to hear some Daft stories? Yeah. All right, let me just get comfortable here. Don't listen, talk amongst yourselves here so you don't hear me fucking drink. Yeah. All right, this first story here is called The Size of Sally. Let the story commence. I should sit here, really, shouldn't I? Let the story commence. There was something up with Sally. She wasn't feeling too well. She felt sluggish and stiff. She felt heavy. That wasn't right. Well, for somebody like her, somebody who kept herself fit and active, yet she felt like an old woman. An old woman who smokes 60 a day and eats burgers for breakfast. She went to the doctor, and right away you could tell something was up. So much so that when she walked into the room, he sprang out his chair to help her get to her seat. She was in a bad way. When she sat down, he asked her if she'd been getting enough exercise. She said that wasn't it. He asked her if she smoked or liked a drink or whatever. She shook her head. He asked her if she'd been feeling down, if there had been a bereavement, if she was prone to mood swings. She said it was none of that. It was nothing she could explain. She'd looked it up on the NHS site and forums and everything else. There was just no explanation. There weren't any lumps, there wasn't any pain, the stiffness wasn't in any one place, it was all here. She was starting to lose her patience. And then she collapsed. The doctor phoned an ambulance, and she was rushed to hospital where they'd brush her up. The doctor phoned an ambulance, and she was rushed to hospital where they prodded and poked and did some scans. There appeared to be something wrong with the scanning machine. It was getting some strange results. So they did another round. But it was the same thing. That couldn't be right. It couldn't be. They scanned somebody else. They were fine. Then another. They were fine as well. Then they scanned Sally once more, but there were the strange results yet again. Sally's heart monitor started going haywire. They were going to have to operate. The surgeon started with one of her fingers, somewhere inconspicuous, a wee cut at the end of her left thumb. He was reluctant to jump in head first with a slice right down her belly, regardless of what the scans said, because the scans defied belief. He just wanted a peek. He pulled the skin apart at the cut and saw that the scans were right. Dear God. He cut open the rest of her fingers, then her arms, then everything. He cut her open like a teddy bear being torn apart at the seams and revealed what was inside. It was Sally. Inside Sally was Sally. Another Sally. It was like the inner Sally had been wearing the outside Sally as some kind of Sally suit. But now it was gone, and she woke up feeling refreshed and reinvigorated. Back to her old self, albeit a wee bit smaller. They peeled away the rest of her skin, got her all cleaned up, and then they asked her what she wanted to be called. Well, she couldn't keep her old name. She was a new person, in effect. The computer wouldn't allow it. She liked her name, though, so she says, I know, call me Sally 2. Sally 2 walked out the hospital and right back into her life, feeling better than ever, faster, lighter. After a month or two, she began to slow down. But she put that down to her body just settling in. Then, no long after that, she started to feel even slower. sluggish and stiff, heavy, until she didn't feel too well at all. Then she collapsed. An ambulance was phoned, and back to the hospital she came for some more prodding and poking and another few scans. Only this time, there was no hesitation. She was wheeled to the operating theatre as quick as a flash, where the surgeon cut her from head to toe with one big swish of a knife, like she was a box of flat-pack furniture. And inside Sally, too, was, you guessed it, another Sally. Sally. Well done. Sally 3 was smaller again, but identical in every other way. She woke up refreshed and reinvigorated before getting cleaned up, dressed, and walking right out of there, feeling even better than before. 2 weeks later, she was back, and out popped an even smaller Sally. That's the spirit. Sally 4 walked right out of there before collapsing in a hospital car park. Back she came, and out popped Sally, who collapsed right there on the bed. Sally 6 was fine, though, for the best part of a year. But then she died. She was taken to the morgue, where they cut her open for a post-mortem, only to find Sally 7 dead. They cut her open, only to find Sally 8 also dead. So was Sally 9. But when they cut her open, to their surprise, out popped Sally 10, refreshed and reinvigorated and all round to go. All 2 foot of her. But then she died. Fuck's sake. They decided to bury Sally 10, to put her out the misery of this Russian doll carry-on, to let the woman have some peace, for heaven's sake. Plus, it's a nice round number, isn't it? So they put her in a coffin and stuck her in the ground. Some years passed when they mentioned a Sally 1 to 10. But after a while, people began to talk. They began to wonder. Sally 10 was dead, aye, but what about Sally 11? Or Sally 12? What had they done? And what would they find? So out came the shovels and the coffin was dug up. As curious as they were, nobody was in any rush to be the one to open it. The surgeon stepped forward, and quite rightly. He leaned down and pulled off the lid, then stood aghast at what was inside. The coffin was full to the brim with layer upon layer of dried up Sally skin. It was like puff pastry. It looked like all that crumpled paper you get inside a shoebox. Except there were no shoes. And no Sally. Sally was gone. They cleaned out the coffin carefully, looking for what might be a wee Sally 15. Or a tiny Sally 30. Or a minuscule Sally 100. They couldn't find her. Not even with a microscope. Not even with the best microscope in the world, mate. But she was there. Sally 1,000. Higher. Sally 1,000,000. Much higher. Sally 1,000,000,000. Even higher than that. And therefore, even smaller. So small that she had slipped between the fibres of the coffin. Then she slipped into the space between the atoms. And then she slipped between space itself. So small that she slipped between hours, minutes, and seconds. She slipped between the smallest definition of a moment. She slipped between time. She was so small that she slipped between knowledge. infinitesimally small. She slipped between and beyond understanding itself. Now, think for a moment about how small that is. Try and wrap your head around something so small. Can you do it? Well, see that size? That's your dad's cock. Thank you very much. I hope that was worth the wait. Sorry, by the way. So I told you I was going to tell you some interesting things about each of the stories. What can I tell you about that? Well, I wrote that story one day and I was having a bit of a creative block and a writer's block. I was sitting in this cafe and I couldn't come up with any ideas. And I said to myself, right, you've got to write something based on something you see in this cafe. Right, it's got to be something you see and hear, because sometimes if you're writing and you've just got this blank screen in front of you, you've just got so many options, you don't really know what to go for. Sometimes it's good to give yourself limitations. Limitations. Belter, isn't it? How's it going, Mama? He's had enough of this. It wasn't you appointed to, was it, with it? Because I don't know anything about your dad. Limitations. So I was looking about, and there on the wall there was a painting, and there were flyers for clubs and bands and that, and behind the counter was the staff. But up there on a shelf is these Russian dolls. They're all opened out, you know, kind of there's a big one, a weird one that goes in that, a weird one that goes in that, and I just started writing. That's where I got the idea for that story. That's what that story's based on. Except that's not entirely true. It's based on your dad's cock. Sorry. No, it was really based on the Russian dolls. Oh, was it?